it's very interesting the way we got to know each other. Production house, and it was my first time, and I put what they call an ad or request for a cinematographer, and I described what I was looking for, and one of the people or one of the person who replied to my uh, advertisement, you want to call it, or request or whatever, uh, I was you. I was a little bit relaxed. Then when we got into contact you, and you replied right away, very professionally, and no hassle, nothing. And I explained a little bit more about my uh, gig, and job, uh, and you give me some help, a little bit, how you said, ease. I was more comfortable. So that was how I get to know you, Sebastian, and then we took it from there. Also there was a business on the side, professional, got a code, the price and everything, and and the prices were, to me, was fair and decent in a way, and explain everything to the details, what I have, the equipments, what I'm going to bring. They give me an option. If you want this, assistant this. If you want to record, I record my, the detail, the technical details and the crew detail. So it gave me more as we went, more and more into the project and pre-production, let's call it, and I got more comfortable, and you were always, the Sebastian was always there when I called, and I needed. I actually, one of the good thing, and I think one of the positive thing about your production, the way you do the production, your job, your area, is is give more than what I me as a client. Actually, that was my experience. One, give me more information. I would even, you give me more which I never asked for. Information that I didn't ask for, but it was helpful. That was very interesting. And then I said, well, this is the right person, because to be honest, it was my first production in US. My first film of Kings and Painting, which is about the 18th century Persian paintings during the Qajar era, and about the paintings and the painters, and in the context of the that history of that period, the kings and everything, and they're involved in the cultures and arts. So, we went to Met, we went to a few other places to shoot, and every time you were there, very prepared. This is no exaggeration, by the way. I'm not the person to exaggerate, but you were over prepared. You were always communicating. You know, Communication is very important in production, and I liked it, communication. And if I was didn't know anything, something I didn't know, and I want to know, got in touch with you, or we called, and you gave me explanation, and you were there. Simply, you were there. You know that was very. I never told you this thing. I guess, but but that was my impression always. I can rely on Sebastian. That's why on the second project, which is about the Persian calligraphy Nastali, and history, and the art and everything involved in it. Uh, who else could be there? Sebastian, of course. So I have to go call you up, and you were available, luckily, and this, it couldn't be any better experience than, I had a good experience on both production, both project with you and your crew. You're details too. You're detail oriented, and you're organized as well. As I said, when I received the uh, the invoice. Well, let's call it the invoice or pro forma, uh, and you were so detailed of the equipment. I have received invoice from the other uh, vendors. They just give a total price. With maybe me and my assistant. That's it. You know, they don't give a. You have to go back at them. Or what kind of camera do you have? What's gonna? Maybe they say, well, it's not important for the. Yeah, but it is because I have to. Maybe at other location I use different cameras. I have to match up the. Somehow. In my. You have to get it close as much as possible. So, but you say I have this, and you give them ahead of time. You don't make me as a producer, or right now in the second film I'm a director as well. So to guess and come back again. Oh, I have to call my cinematographer to see what. So workflow was very easy. It's very seamless. Let's call it. It's a seamless and being on time, getting everything organized beforehand. Where you're gonna be, where you like it that way. I noticed it. I noticed that you like to be organized and in a way also a perfectionist.
Do you feel that I think you said it, but if you want to round it up, do you feel that working with this type of crew and with this workflow where there's collaboration, it's not just about the shoot, it's before the shoot, a little bit of scouting if it's possible, talking to the people that are, say, in the museum, like the Metropolitan or places like that, and kind of rearrange or prearrange and give your hand on making sure that the locations are going to be okay, help in this type of product that you produce?
Actually, I was gonna say I think myself consider myself not a micromanagement type of producer. I don't like to say okay every step, every task, or every thing I have to look myself over. I like to look at the big picture and break it down to the small collage. And then I like to rely on my crew. Doesn't matter if it's a cinematographer, sound recordist, editor, whatever. In every phase of the production, I like to empower to the crew. Let them use their own imagination and creativity within a task was defined beforehand for them. And leave them room to, because if I want to every minute I tell them, oh no, this or that, they're gonna say, okay, let me shoot whatever he wants, and but if I tell them, I think that's what I think. My belief, okay, this is we're going to go to Metropolitan, Smithsonian, Modern Art Museum, and we're going to do this. Give a general picture and what the content is going to be and then I'll let the cinematographer, you know, come up with the ideas and give me some, even if I have my own ideas, but
Of course,
still I welcome,
of
and
course.
I like the way you do it, and that's why working with you was a pleasure. I mean, it was
Oh,
fun.
thank you. The
You know,
same,
it
Mehran.
was fun. We
Mutual.
had a little bit of hard time, like in Washington D.C. You had a problem with the production van of yours, but still we had, it was a pleasure and working, and I'm still looking for. I've talked to you for hopefully few share a project. Some of them comes through, some of them doesn't come through, but it was a pleasure working, and I'm still uh, tell my wife, who's also my partner in the business, and I say this is one of the crew I work or person I work. I don't want to call it one of the was professional, was warm, it was willing to help both in terms of giving ideas before the production, and even on the let me go open up a little bit of here. this current project, when we were talking about it, you gave me some idea. I still have it on my iPhone. The thing you draw and explain, you know.
A storyboard,
So
yes,
yeah, the storyboard, and
yes,
if you do this, if you do that, we could.
yes,
So you get involved in it. You get involved with
yeah.
the project, with the idea, with the subject, with what is going to be the outcome, and you make it. You want to make it good as much as possible. That's honest to truth. I mean, I still have your thing here because I was showing to the
Yeah,
ex
it's
to the ex
it's
director of my project. Say, hey, this is, and they
it,
don't get it.
it's not work. It's not work. To be honest, that's the part that is not work for me. It's I'm very passionate about what I do. So sometimes that that's why I sometimes I hit to the hour 14 in my work in my own productions, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should quit now. But when I don't, for example, when we have issues in Washington, for the people that were in there in that production, my production van, broke down, and so I had to run and get a rental van. That was a little stressful, but we got it. We were able to find a solution and all that, and keep going with a rental car. So that's the only part that I would say that's work for me. The rest is not. I mean, it's you're. I mean, I don't want to say too much because you're gonna offer me less. But but anyways, I just I also enjoy working with you. And my last question would be just because you said a lot about the work and the workflows and all that. Tell me or tell the people that are watching this video that didn't see your film about a little bit about the last two films that you produced that you call us to help you in the last few years, and just a little bit about these two films, just a few words about each one, and if you want to say where they can see the film and where the film are going to be shown or the film were shown before. So if you want to say something about that, that would be fantastic. And then I won't take more of your time.
No, it's okay. It's fun. Before that, I said you have every equipment that is necessary to have. I mean, some of people say, I don't have this one, I have to get this one, you have to go rent this one.
Yes.
Everything that is necessary, imaginable for that particular production is your production van. And you never asked me to say, I don't, you didn't even mention to me. I come to your question, don't worry. You didn't even mention to me, hey, Mehran, we have to rent this, or we have to rent. Even I don't know, maybe you go and rent yourself. You don't tell me, but it doesn't put you pressure or worry about another thing to think about on the client's mind. Oh no, I have to go talk to a equipment, some shop, and ask for this, another task to do. I never had that one with you. I had never had that. I had with other people, but not with you. And that's how you
Well,
do
thank
it.
you again.
That's another being a seamless, work floor. Another thing that you don't worry about is something happens there, like a software. It happens in the background. You don't see it on the screen, but you're working, and I'm sure there are a lot of things happening in the background in the computer,
Mm,
processing. So that's that. Uh, my film, the first one that we worked together is, as I say, the 60 minutes long uh, documentary about art and culture, which is deal with the art and culture of Iranian or Persian heritage. It's about the painting and painters of the from 1725 to 1925. That that's the date. The it's around about 200 some years of the cover the 200 years of the which is a period of the Qajar dynasty during the Qajar dynasty in Iran, which was a flourishing Iranian got to know European style painting, and they incorporated in their own paint miniature Persian miniature, so eventually become very a little bit of westernized painting. So that's the first uh, project we did together, and the easiest there's some 11 different platforms, streaming platforms. One is Prime, Amazon Prime, or without the advertisement. With advertisement, one of them is Tubi, one of those you can watch on platform, Tubi platform, a streaming platform, and of course it's on a Vimeo, which is not all people know, but Amazon Prime and Tubi is a two uh, streaming platform that very publicly, rather public know about it. Of course, there is a public libraries and universities worldwide. It's a worldwide distribution, or everybody can. And it's in uh, four languages: Persian, English, German, French. So we got a
Wow.
subtitle. You can choose from these four subtitles. You watch that project. The current project, which is about Persian calligraphy, called Performing Beauty. That's the title of the film, and it's in the post production. We are in almost halfway through the editing, and the first production. Let me say, we started in 2019. We
Mm.
got together in 2019, and the second one uh, I I started producing it in 2021,
Yeah.
2021 or 2022. And as I said, it's in a post production. It's about the Persian calligraphy,
Hmm.
and we had an interview and everything with the curators, directors of the museums here in U.S. and artists around the world, in France, in Iran, and also. So that will should be out hopefully by end of this winter. I'm hoping like sometimes in March or April that should be ready for distribution and public screening.
Very
But
nice.
and
I
I have a lot to say, but I guess you don't have time, Sebastian,
no,
about
no,
you
no.
and
I
your
have time.
work.
No, it just it only no, no. Please, anything that you want to add. I just don't want to abuse of your
You're a
time.
funny
But
guy. You're a funny guy while you're working. You make a lot of uh, nice small talk or whatever, uh, uh, bite sound, cinematic term, and you make it while you're very serious what you're doing, what you're doing, but you don't make it uh, dry. You don't
oh, I
make it.
see. I see. Okay. Well,
And
I appreciate
I
that.
think that comes. Maybe people who's gonna watch this will be interested to know. Maybe that comes from your Argentinian background.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, no, it's weird when you said about when I first called you that my name would actually tell you something about my background or where I'm from and all that. It's a weird situation because I have a mix of kind of like a Latino, whatever first name, and a non-Latin Latino last name. And most people get really confused and they're like, what? But it's to be honest, it has nothing to do with nationality. If you're enjoying what you're doing, uh, you're generally, of course, it's. I guess sometimes he's just being a little nervous about it because it's a serious stuff. There's a lot of money involved. To be honest, some the production. you're investing your time, your money, your budget. So there are people that are in between. There, CEOs and people that are expecting us, and so it's never really an easy situation. We're not showing up for a conversation. There's a lot of technical stuff going on, and everything has to work like a clock. So me being sometimes funny, or like, eh, maybe I'm hiding something. Uh, but I'm not. I'm relaxed, but it's not an easy job per se. I enjoy it tremendously, and really enjoy it. But it's a work that demands a lot of coordination and a lot of list of things, and everything has to work. The timing, the equipment, the checking of the equipment, everything has to work like a clock, and one little thing can just put everything off. So uh, it is highly stressful. But if you approach it in a more relaxed way, if you want to call it like that, then it becomes easier to do. That's all it is. But it's not easy in any way. It's not easy to produce. It's not easy to kind of hit the right note there when you're trying to shoot a film, the interviews, B-roll, and all that. But it's all about the passion, I guess. You have to have the passion. If you don't have the passion, you're in the wrong business.
Yeah. And
you
also
know
all your fun thing has to do with cinema, nothing out of cinema.
Exactly. Yes. And I work corporate. I work with corporate. I do corporate films. People that are not they're not passionate about the film that you're shooting, because it's just a tool, and they want to look good, and they want to their message to go through the video. That's it. That's the whole requirement. And they have other things in mind that are more important for them. So it's not always a share of. I don't always work with documentary producers, directors like yourself. So in our case, when we were, it's like kind of like two filmmakers working together. When you work with corporations, it's a different workflow, and it's a different environment, if you want to call it. So, but both highly appreciated by any filmmaker, producing, working, helping other people, companies, etc. So it's always
No
good.
matter what territory, work, or environment, still you need a creativity, and that doesn't matter. It all go across all
Oh yes.
genre of
Oh
the,
yes.
yeah,
Oh yes.
corporate video or documentary. You should have should have a creativity.
Absolutely yes. No, yeah. Without that, it's that. So well, Mehran, it's I just heard more than I deserve. But thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure talking with you, and I hope I talk to you anytime soon. So
Thank
don't
you.
forget about
Sure.
us.
No, no, never. No, I have, those Rolodex things you haven't got. Yours is there anytime I want.
Okay.
That's I know who else should I call to. Yeah, there was a commercial, something like that. You have something, your phone number in your bank, your phone book, that anything happen, want to call, you should call to. Okay. Well, thank you, Sebastian. It was again a pleasure working with you, and I'm looking forward to work more with you. I hope you will come to West Coast more, as well to work, but it's kind of hard for you to do
No, no. Turn off the fires before I go.
that. Actually, I have to one
Well, we
day
shouldn't laugh
shoot.
about it, but it's a
One,
very
yeah,
dramatic situation there. But
no, I have a
no,
one day
it's.
shoot
I
in
feel
mid
so sorry about these
February.
people.
Don't worry, just
I hope you're out of danger. That's all I'm saying. But uh, Okay, Mehran. Very nice talking to you, and good luck on that editing.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.